The hour grows later than we expected. $62,000 Bitcoin might be something to celebrate for those of us who've been hodling our cryptos and who've been enthusiasts of this space for some time. However, this does spell disaster, or at least it's a looming disaster over the horizon. It's very bittersweet, this transition over to digital currency. Exhibit A, we have this New York Times article. China charges ahead with national digital currency. The electronic Chinese yuan is now being tested in cities such as Beijing. No other major power is as far along with a homegrown digital currency than our friends China. What does this have to say for the USD? What does this have to say for the BTC? And more importantly, what does this have to say for our friend DGB? Now, of course, right now we're on the precipice of one of the greatest wealth transformations in our time, something that we've been talking about much quicker than expected, something that we would have predicted maybe, I think perhaps even myself is maybe 5 years behind. In a sense, I've been talking about this happening 2024, but of course, when we consider the recent shift in power dynamics and many of the other variables that have taken place in such a short amount of time, we're certainly on the fast track for complete and total crypto adoption. And of course, the movement over to a digital society. And of course, this has its pros and it has its cons for those of us who've been fortunate enough to even have one Satoshi. Will probably be better off than people who have $100,000 in their, bank account somewhere in their savings account. Much like the old quote goes, that stuffing in your mattress is going to be worth a whole hell of a lot less once we see the complete and total upheaval of all these different things. And people should be concerned. Even if you have multiple BTC, the entire infrastructure around us going digital has vast and far-reaching implications. Even people who are putting their entire wealth into cryptocurrency as it currently stands won't be able to face, really won't be able to handle what's about to happen, especially if you live in Western nations. This power transfer goes well beyond just simple profits and so forth. It's a complete and total upheaval of infrastructure. Now, when I talk about this transition from the old post-World War II paradigm and shifting us over into this new digital age, of course, blockchain and so forth. And those of us who've already sort of began the transformation of decentralized applications, I couldn't put enough stress on the importance of doing in-depth research into the implications of how our entire lives being switched over to this. And it is solemn. It is actually something that should be concerning, even if you are excited seeing your digital portfolio's value increase over time. Rest assured that hodling USD is a mark for disaster. The examples are so in your face. Look at Venezuela. Look at any of these other countries which had made very similar mistakes. The history repeating itself is no joke. In particular, while we watch the new and current power structure, in particular in the United States, which of course does have vast and far-reaching implications for the entire world. So this is why we need to consider these cheaper altcoins. I think that the day of, stacking Satoshis, I have nothing against it, but I don't see that as the most prescient, sort of preparation, preparatory method, in as far as the paradigm shift that we're witnessing happening in front of us right now, which is why when I talk about $9 DigiByte, when I talk about, when I used to talk about the $100,000 Bitcoin, we're closer to $100,000 Bitcoin now than ever before. We're on the other side of that now, and it's pretty in your face. I would honestly say that by the end of the year, 2021, we'll probably be looking at we'll be staring 100,000 BTC in the face. It's still very early in the cryptocurrency adoption phase, and of course, this does spell an alarming signal, of course, when we want to talk about adoption. And of course, when we talk about adoption, then of course the next conversation that we need to discuss is, of course, regulations. So at this current time, I would say getting a hard wallet, getting a Tether wallet, getting your cryptos off the exchanges, getting and of course continuing to stack. But I would say that still, of course, right now I'm seeing all the signs point towards altcoin season, and I mean, just putting this message, I consider myself to be a canary in the coal mine. This isn't just some fun investment thing. This is your livelihood. This is your family's livelihood. And of course, this is, and of course, nobody's going to tell you this message. Nobody's really, sure, there's going to be other cryptocurrency commentators who can probably say it better than I can. And I don't want to spell, be a message of fear by any means. And this isn't the time to be afraid. Now is not the time for fear. That comes later. But I would imagine that my previous predictions are probably all fast-tracked now. So I'm very excited about the future of cryptocurrency. I'm excited for this community. I'm excited for people who've been well aware of a lot of the different implications of these different things, but rest assured that this is no joke. Then of course, when we talk about altcoins and we talk about these cheaper digital alternatives, you must simply solidify yourself and spread the word. This is a message. This is something that you should tell your loved ones, whether you live in Australia, Bangladesh, America, Europe, anywhere in the world. If this message reaches you, you should probably send them this video, or you could just pretty much summarize it yourself. But the United States sort of being, or the USD being the way that we've historically perceived it, is undergoing a rapid change, a rapid shifting of the guard, and in that is going to be a complete and total upheaval to the tune of New York being a third world country status, in as much as it already is starting to look like it. The game is set, the pieces are moving, and the transformation over to the digital paradigm is very, very prescient and very, very in your face. And when you want to talk about digital assets, even any altcoin, I'm not in particular going to just sit here and blather on about DigiByte, although I do see DigiByte as a very promising alternative just because of speed, fees, usability, and all these different things. But I mean, these CNBC articles, phony money paying for real money. Kramer sells some Bitcoin and pays off a home mortgage. These are the same people who would have been talking about, who would have been just digging their heels into the cryptocurrency world. The reputation of Bitcoin and stuff only a few short months ago. Just think about 17 months ago, the narrative would have been completely different. People were spoiled with their worldview, and they continue to be. They're basically holding on to a world that doesn't exist anymore. Even if you want a better example, consider the implications of masks, consider the implications of social distancing, all the different paradigm shifting sort of aspects of society that have been able to happen seemingly overnight, and it's going to be happening a lot quicker now. Well, of course, they've pretty much seen what they can get away with. So Speedy Trial has been merged into Bitcoin Core, potentially setting path to Taproot activation. So according to GitHub, a BIP9 based implementation of Speedy Trial has been merged with the code for Bitcoin Core, offering a protocol path for activating the much anticipated protocol upgrade, Taproot. So now, very, very interesting. I mean, the news goes on and on and on, and of course the average plebeian, or the average person who thinks that just working hard and stacking their USD the value of USD in gas prices and the cost of living. One of the things that I would say that people should be really concerned about is going to be like a federal minimum wage, which is going to completely run roughshod over middle America, and it's going to desperately attack. And people are going to be clamoring for BTC at that point. People are going to be wondering how they were so ignorant and how they were allowing themselves to be so betrayed. And it is disgusting to see the infrastructure being sold out, but there is still a light, and it's actually a yellow light, and it's cryptocurrency light, and the opportunity is still there. I mean, the wealth transfer over to the digital age, it poses many great opportunities, but it also poses great peril. So it was Satoshi Nakamoto's gift, whether it was orchestrated, whether it was some sort of whatever you want to call it. The internet is going to change dramatically over these next 5 years. It's going to be overlaid with our lives and the Internet of Things, and we need to be very well aware of the implications of this on all aspects of our livelihood, our lives, and so forth. We're going to be completely turned upside down by this. So that's my prediction. It's not even a prediction. The writing's on the wall. But I guess this is my plea. This is my, I'm just extending this out to you, that you should encourage. I mean, I would never tell you what to do. I would never, this is not financial advice. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for entertainment, educational purposes. This is only my opinion, but to be just a canary in the coal mine, you should suggest to your mom, suggest to your brother, suggest to your cousin to make a, Kraken account, create a Coinbase account, stack some BTC, LTC, ETH, XRP, whatever it is, DGB, just for their own survival, so that they can buy food when gas prices are $20 a gallon, when paper money gets snuffed out completely, much like we've seen happen already in Sweden's a good example. If you want to see the future, merely look across the pond, pay attention to what's happening in Europe right now, and you'll pretty much have a pretty good looking glass into what we can expect to happen. And of course, study history and all these different things, because it's no secret. They're very, very transparent about this paradigm shift as it's continuing to occur. So pay very close attention, my friends. And this is a message of a vote of good confidence. And I thank everybody who's involved with this community. We're all in this together. So I'd really love to hear in the comments what your perspective is on this. But it's something that was on my mind, and I felt the need to put it in a video just out of sheer responsibility of just something that I wanted to have everybody known. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe and stay aware and get ready, because the storm is coming.